Okay, I think I got it now. Hold on.
Yay! Yes.
Let me turn me around. Okay, there I go. Okay.
There we go. Okay. I'm
Hey
like,
girl.
come on, we need this to happen. What's going on? We had some people on too. I told them to come right back. So, but
I don't
yeah.
know what was going on with. I had to make some prayers to SU real quick because I was like, some communication is off somewhere. But
Yeah, exactly.
we gonna have the people in
Yeah.
today. Alafia, look at my sister, Alafia.
Yeah, we have some more people. Like a lot of people had came in. So, first of all, thank you, Queen, Goddess, Priestess, everything that you are divinely. Thank you for joining me on my live. Y'all, today, first of all, let me just tell you about this sister from what I know. And this is the reason that I did want to do this conversation, but I'm definitely going to ask you some potent questions that I think other people may want to know. But from what I know of this sister, every time I have seen her, it has been nothing but great energy. She has made me some earrings. She makes jewelry. She does poetry. She does events. She is a priestess of many systems and a very wise poet and soul, a mother, and so much more. And I am really just honored to have you on this live to talk to the people that not only follow me, but also follow you that are coming on, so we can have a great conversation. So without me asking any other questions or saying anything, can you tell the people who you are?
Okay, first of all, I give gratitude. I give gratitude for you allowing me to have a voice on your platform. I give gratitude for the ancestors and the spirits that made this possible to happen, and all of our elders. Who I am, that's still a complex question for me. Um, I can tell you where I came from and where I am now.
Right.
So, who I am is I am Linda's child. I am a child of my mother and my father, Wade De Silva, which go by the name of Mia. How I grew up. Who I became was Cayenne, which is the artist that a lot of people know me by, performing hip hop or poetry, a song, involved heavily in music. Who I am now is Iya. Um, Someone who's been in me the whole time, but who I had to find my way to through Mia, through Cayenne, through Mama Cayenne, and all those entities that I was to become who I am now. So I'm still growing. So actually knowing exactly who I am is still a question that has to be asked later on in my life.
Right. I feel that. Yeah, I couldn't have answered that any better. Like, yeah. Um, so we're gonna go straight into it. Uh, of course, I wanted to talk about peace because in the midst of the wars that we have going on, the wars that we have within the states and just fighting amongst each other as individuals, it seems that us as a culture has been deprived of our peace. Us as a nation has
Mm.
been deprived of our peace.
Right.
So, what does peace mean to you?
So peace means a lot. It didn't mean much growing up, but now it means a lot. Just to be able to be in a space of knowing of self-love is peace. And it's a lot of things going on in this world that takes peace away from us. And the craziest thing is the fights that's closest to us. We could talk about the war, but the big fact is that we're at war against ourselves. We're fighting ourselves. We're fighting in
Yeah.
ourselves. So internal battles with your family, battle with your community, right? So it's like you have to find some kind of balance in yourself. And what a lot of people don't understand is that you have to start with inner balance. If you have peace within, then you'll have peace around you. Because so I speak, I am. So I think, I become. So if you have a lot of things around you that's constantly spinning, you got to figure out how to find harmony and balance in your life to get yourself back to who you are and who you're supposed to be. So that's an inner fight first. It's inner peace that's going to come first, right? So you have to find different things you can do to get back to your inner peace. In our culture, we believe in something called Ori. And Ori
And
is supposed to be text. Mhm.
Okay, go ahead. Go.
So Ori is like text and documents that comes from our culture in Africa through the Yoruba people, which is like Ifa or aka Orisha, right? And Ori is just simply what they use is psychology today, right? Because there was no psychology in Africa. It was the concept of Ori. It was what we learned about Ori that helped us to balance our lives because Ori brings inner peace. Ori is the concept of inner peace. And one of the ways that we deal with Ori is we pray to our own consciousness first. And a lot of people always look outside of themselves to find peace. They want to find peace in Jesus. They want to find peace in God. They want to find peace in the Orisha and the Loa, right? But we're looking outside of ourselves too much to find internal peace. And once you find that peace inside, everything around you becomes peace. But we're looking for a savior. Like we have this savior complex, right? We just gotta find something outside us to save us. Even people look to me as a savior. I am not your savior. I'm just a human being giving creation's messages. But we look outside of ourselves too much to find somebody to save us when we gotta save ourselves. Can't nobody save you, boo.
Right.
You have to find internal peace inside of you. And we start with our head, with our consciousness to find out how to find that peace. And in finding that peace, we got to go back into who we was and tear apart what we became through our ancestors, through our parents, through our friends, through our culture, because all of these things shaped us to be who we are. And a lot of us are still sitting in hurt from what happened to our ancestors, like slavery and stuff. We haven't healed from what our ancestors haven't healed from yet. So we're taking it into the concept of who we are. Ooh. A lot of us have pain from our family, the way our family raised us, how we became, right? Our cultural background. And we take that into who we are. And we become a product of everything we've been a part of everything our ancestors been a part of. That's why we have no peace in the mind, because we're picking up on everything and we're not living our own lives. When we come to the culture, and I'm going to just say the culture to speak for like all of our traditions. When we come to the culture, we don't understand there's a stripping that has to happen. There is a bearing of the soul that have to happen. And that's why I can't say that I'm Mia anymore, because I'm not. There is a stripping of us that has to happen of who we were and where we came from. So we can become better for what we're supposed to be on our destiny. And a lot of people don't want to let go of the old them. They want to constantly hold on to that trauma, that turmoil, those excuses, non-accountability. What happened to our ancestors? And I'm not saying that our ancestors' stories are not important. So don't ever say that I said our ancestors' stories is not important, because that's a part of who we are.
Right.
What I'm saying is we have to heal from generational curses. All of that is a part of your peace. When I tell you it's so much layers, so many layers to finding peace.
And
so many, we can't even talk about it all here. Go ahead, baby.
We get stuck. No, I was saying we get stuck in our patterns of doing the same thing over and over for so long that cycle within itself is hard to break. Like even just getting out of our own way, because we've been doing the same thing for generations or through our own personal lifetime. We grew up that way and it's kind of stuck. So that's like one of the hardest things to shed is the old us, because it's still parts buried, it's like parts buried in us. But yeah, I love that. Yeah, because at the end of the day, you do have to find the peace within. But
Mm-hmm.
let me ask you this: what do you do when you are operating in your peace and it gets thrown off?
Mm-hmm.
Because it
So
happens to all of us.
mhm,
So yeah.
it does. It happened recently to me. So I'm gonna say it's a lie to say somebody is 100% peace in
Right.
life, because life is about duality, right? At times I am a lover, and at times I am a warrior, and I do not apologize for my peace being thrown off sometimes, because we are humans. We are spirits having human experiences, right?
Right.
And so we're living in the body, so we do have emotions. So we can't just throw away the fact that we have emotions. We can't throw away the fact that we have human experiences, because we are in these temples. So what I do when I have those type of experiences is I pull myself back. I go into hermit mode, and I have to ask my spirit, and I have to ask myself, what is it that I can do in this situation? It's always strategic for me. It always have to be strategy. How do I find my way back to my peace? How do I strategically move through this situation without causing harm to nobody,
Hmm.
right? But I have to always retract and find out what I need to do that's best for myself, and what is going to be the outcome. Because I always think about at least 3 or 4 different scenarios that's going to happen from me losing my peace. Look, I could smack the hell out of somebody and go to jail for it, okay? I could sit back and I can just think about it and see how I can move through it where it won't be no legal issues for me, right? I can sit back and say, okay, well, this is something that may harm somebody, so maybe I need to give it a little more thought, because this may start distracting my peace farther down the line. But once I go through the situation and I come out of it, I pray about it and I don't approach it no more. But most of the times, when it is a situation that causes me to lose my peace, I sit with my ancestors. I go and sit at my ancestor shrine and I say, can you please guide me? Because there are times that I do not know, but you know all that I do not know. And you see what I cannot see. So please guide me. And when I ask my ancestors that, they show up. You hear me? We have something ancient about us that is so beautiful that will move before we move. And a lot of our people don't even trust in what we have. I can verify that my ancestors came before me. So therefore, I can trust in it. If I can believe in somebody else and
Hmm.
their spirituality and their culture, then I can darn sure believe in my ancestors that came before me, and they will guide you back to your peace.
I say,
You have to believe. You have to sit. You have to be in silence. You have to be humble in order for you to even hear them. But you have to believe first. You have to believe.
um, why do you think that peace is absent from our world right now?
Because everybody evil. No, believe. I'm gonna just, and everybody does have an aspect to them that is what we call jagun jagun. It's a negative force in all of us, right?
Mhm.
And this is why I say it's balance, because we're not always
Right.
peace. But
Right.
the reason why the state of our world is the way it is, because there's no balance anymore. You have too many conflicts between the masculine and the feminine energy. And I'm not just talking about a man being a man and a woman being a woman. I'm talking about the actual energies, right? The world is too patriarchy. There's not enough divine mothers in our systems or in our world. The energy is off balance. So the world is going to be off balance. If the energy between the masculine and feminine is off balance, the weather is going to be off balance. If the weather is off balance, then the moon is off balance. If the moon is off balance, what the moon does, the moon controls our emotions. So our emotions are off balance, right? You got all these pandemics and epidemics going on. You got lockdowns. You got disease. The world is in chaos, and it is all because how we are moving our energy, how we can't even get along with each other. So the fault of the world being in chaos right now is because our minds are in chaos. If the mind doesn't know
Mm.
peace, the energy is going to manifest around us, and it's going to manifest into everything. Because if you think about it, when we always holler, because everybody hollers, I say this, I say that, I say this, right? But they don't understand the true concept of Ashe. Ashe is the universal life force energy inside of everything. So everything that you say has Ashe to it. Everything that you touch has Ashe to it, right? So that means when my Ashe is off balance, or when I'm speaking negative Ashe into the world, or when I'm thinking negative Ashe, that is feeding into everything that is around me. And if powerful people are being negative, then that negative energy is flowing. It's like a conductor of electricity, right?
Right.
It's energy. Everything is energy. Ashe is energy. So when we speak, what we say, what we do, how we beef with our friends, how we communicate with our family, all of that is energy being poured into the world. And that pours into our water. It goes to our sun. It goes into the solar system. Y'all zodiac signs, all of these things are covered by the Ashe that we are using every day. And for some reason, we as a people just have to be in control of something, or be over something, or power of something. Like, it's just like we are crazy. People are losing their mind. And in losing their minds, they don't even know what to do to the earth. We got to have all this materialistic stuff. Nobody is turning to natural medicine anymore.
Right.
Nobody is going to put their feet in the soil anymore. A lot of our healing just comes from being outside. Nobody wants to be outside because your children are on game systems. You on a computer all day, social media 24/7, but you don't want to step outside. There is nothing in this life that we are using to ground ourselves anymore. We are turning away from nature, so nature is turning away from
I
us.
wrote something on that. That's so powerful, and you're right. With everything, with our food, with the people, everything, our human connection, we have been turning on each other. So
Mm-hmm.
even in our culture, the race thing is way bigger, but it's still the same concept, because that same repetitiveness is constantly bombarded on our brains to keep repeating. And so we keep feeding that to keep producing the same result,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
What we
Um,
do all day, Iya, we on our phone texting each other. We don't even pick up the phone and call each other no more, right? We we
mm,
we texting back and forth. We messaging on Messenger. Nobody want to sit down and have dinner. Nobody want to have family functions. Nobody wants to do nothing where we are actually communicating in the energy of something. Then people take things the wrong way through text and through phone. Well,
because
not phone call,
it
text
shows
and
no
messages.
emotion. Yeah, I was just saying, it just, when you text, it's no emotion in text.
Mhm.
So then of course you can take it the wrong way, because then you make up whatever is feeding your perception in your mind.
That part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. um how do you think our belief system feeds our peace?
So that's real complex for me, because I can answer this two different ways. I love the belief system. I love having something to lean on, because I feel like it helps you not to lose your mind when you're digging deep into consciousness and spirituality. However, I feel like we use the spiritual system for a crutch, right? Like, I'm gonna just talk about Christianity for a second. The devil made me do it, right? Every time something happened, people in the church is always saying, yeah, it's Satan. It's the power of Satan that made this happen. It's the devil that made me do it. That child has the devil in him. The devil riding their back. We always need something to blame on what we doing, right? And I feel like people use the spiritual systems as a crutch. The same thing happens in Orisha.
Right.
Oh, it was Oshun's energy that made me this way.
Yeah.
I'm over sexual because of Oshun. I argue because of Shango. Why are you blaming this on our energies that help to heal us and protect us and help us to grow consciously? No, be accountable for who you are. So a lot of spirituality makes us not accountable for who we are, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the beauty of these systems is it teaches us how to work with nature to create better things for ourselves. So instead of us using the systems to uplift each other, we use these systems to place the blame and not be accountable. So we make the systems look good and we make the systems look bad. So it's hard to even say like if it's good for some people or if it's not good for some people. Because I've seen both sides of the coin. But I'm not going to sit up here and blame the things that I do on another spirit or entity.
They
If
come
I did it, it was
back to
me
you.
that did it.
Right.
So it can be a beautiful thing if we follow Orisha or Ifa or Voodoo or all of these different cultures the way we are supposed to follow them. It's something different when you start saying your character is made up by what the other spirits do. No, that's your character, baby. That's your destiny when you came from Olorum. That's you. That's who you are. Stop blaming other things for the things that you do and be accountable for your own actions. If we do that, these spiritualities and these cultures will be beautiful. It'll be amazing for us if we learn accountability.
And that goes for any religion. It could be in Hindu. No matter what you practice, your belief system is not your crutch. That's so real. It can't be your crutch. We can't blame like if you want to stop smoking or you want to stop if you know you're on drugs and you want to stop drugs, you can't say I prayed but it ain't working, because you have that power within you. That's first.
So,
So I was listening to Melodoma Somé
mm-hmm,
recently. I guess since he passed, they've been posting a lot of his videos on YouTube. So I
right.
was listening to him when I went to the gym today, and he was talking about how important it is that we do connect with our ancestors. And another reason why we do have chaos is because we're scared of that. We're intimidated by the concept of allowing our ancestors to be a part of our life.
Mm-hmm.
But another thing he said is like, they really do, they acknowledge the mistakes that they made.
Mm-hmm.
And so they want to help their line or their lineage to correct the mistakes that they made. So it's so important. And he said like they would keep knocking until you answer. But if nobody is paying attention to turn on the TV of, tuning in, then like they are just there
Mm-hmm.
and they have no concept of time. But I thought that was very deep. Like we do have that to depend on, and we can be absent of a lot of things in our life because we are not strategic in where we are directing our prayers. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
No, that's true. I don't feel like we trust in our ancestors enough, and a lot of it can be
yeah,
conditioning though. If
yeah,
you, especially if you're coming out the church, it was told that dead was evil. You
right.
can't deal with the dead because the dead was evil. For you to deal with anything of the dead is evil, which is crazy because I can't understand for the life of me. You believe in a man that died and rose on the third day, who took a trip to the underworld to have a conversation with what they call Satan. But you can't believe in what actually brought you in this world. You can't believe in
Mm-hmm.
the blood that is bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh. Without them, there would be no you. But you consider your ancestors to be evil. If that is evil, then that must mean that you are evil, because they are everything that made you. But you know, people, the white people believe in their ancestors so well, y'all.
Exactly.
It's so good. They believe in their ancestors so much that they name streets and cities and
Come
statues after them.
on. Come on. Talk about
And
it.
we sit
For real.
over here and try. We be afraid to speak our name. When we be pouring libations, I be like, say your ancestor's name. And people be mumbling. Yeah, no, say your ancestor's name. Call on them, because every time you say Houston, you are calling on Sam Houston.
Mm,
So why can
mm,
you not call for the energy
mm.
of your ancestors? It's crazy to me. It's crazy that we would consider our blood of our blood to be evil and demonic. How can you not follow systems that your ancestors came here on? They believed in this even with lashes on their back. You hear me? They never gave up because they started hiding it and still keeping it alive. From Congo Square all the way to St. Louis. I'm trying to understand why we can't believe in what they fought for. They
Right.
died for the things that they believed in. But the white men took your damn ancestors and gave you a book. And all you have to show for it right now is a book.
And a mental uh chain.
Enslavement.
Yeah, a mental enslavement.
They took
Yeah.
the they took your shackles off your hands and your feet and put it on your
Put on
mind.
your brain.
And
Yeah.
people don't even want to pick up a book.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
So I'm gonna hide your knowledge and your power in plain sight, and I'm gonna tell you that these things are evil. I'm gonna put it in your face, and I'm gonna
And
create
meanwhile,
Hollywood
I'm gonna
movies.
tell you to and look. And meanwhile, I'm gonna tell you to turn down my street. I'm gonna tell you to go to Kennedy School. I'm gonna tell you to do all of these things. Meanwhile, you have nothing in your name.
Nothing.
We have nothing in our name because
Nothing.
maybe that is the reason, because we are not even acknowledging
We can't
our ancestors.
work with each other long enough to have something in our names. Those
What do
people,
you
they
think
get
that's
together.
about? What do you think that's about? Because I know that's a big issue in our culture.
It
Like,
it still goes back to conditioning and psychology. It still goes back to conditioning and psychology. You know, we have that crab in the bucket mentality. And one thing that they do is they get together with their people and they create corporations and they create land and they create schools, right? They do this for their children to have these things in the future. We try to get together and buy one house and can't get along. We try
right,
to get together and build a garden for food and we can't get along. Even in their emotions with each other and their beef with each other, they still keep their businesses growing. So we gonna sit here and argue with each other, and we can't get along to have land. We can't get along to have a house. We can't get along to grow our own food. We can't get along to come together to even learn how to live out in nature. Because soon as we got an issue with each other, we just separate from each other. These people don't give a shit about their issues with each other. They
right.
keep on growing. Keep on growing. So what we doing?
That's what we need to figure out, though. I think it's necessary because we, regardless of how much we are comfortable in ignoring each other and pushing each other down, it's not healthy for us as a whole.
At
It's
all.
not healthy for our souls, let alone us as a culture.
Hmm.
So I would love to see how that could come about, because we're growing. We're in 2024 now, and
Mhm.
when I look at our past, I'm talking about Marcus Garvey days, John Henry Clark days, like everything still has this repetitive theme.
Mhm. Mhm.
And
Mhm.
at some point, we have to undo it.
Mhm.
And I wish I knew the answer to that.
I My answer to it is keep doing what you're doing. Keep on being a voice. Keep telling the people what you're doing, how you're doing it. Keep trying to get them involved. Because the thing is, I think the biggest problem is that we give up. So we get hurt and we give up.
Right.
Somebody say something behind our back, we give up. We stop trusting each other. We stop believing in each other. So the biggest problem is us. We cannot give up. We can't care about what they say. We can't care about what they do. We can't care about who stopped and who ain't doing it. We got to keep doing what we're doing because somebody else going to see us do it. And so it's going to be a ripple effect. Just like they move like cancer throughout our community, we need to be the same way and reverse that. And we got to keep doing it until somebody else catch on to it. I'm not going to stop.
Right.
I'm not stopping.
Yeah.
I don't care what they say, what they do, how many horns they blow. I'm not stopping. And I know the people that I have around me right now not stopping. So we moving forward. So you gotta, like my baby just said, you gotta keep pushing.
Yeah.
To solve this problem, you have to keep pushing. You cannot stop. So those that give up, let them give up. Maybe they're gonna join the race later. But we can't stop. We have to teach the kids. It's the children that's the most important right now. It's the babies. So if you teach them babies how to be better, right? Because the adults already set in their ways. If you teach them babies how to be better, how to grow, teach them about spirituality, teach them about food, teach them about safety, teach them about love, teach them about keep pushing, they are going to be the solution for our future. But we cannot stop no matter what we face, no matter how hard it gets, no matter who turns on us. The whole thing is we got to keep doing it and we got to install it into our kids. Right now, the most important thing we got in this world is our children.
Yeah, that's so true.
They got a book called
True.
Teach them before they grow. Why would you let your enemies teach your kids? I push homeschooling so much. And you know, Baba Shango was big on that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I push homeschooling so much because there is so much that we can install in our kids. And so many women around me are homeschooling.
My son did
because
it. He only went to high school, but yeah, my son went, he was homeschooled. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely appreciate schooling. But it still depends because we deal with a lot of ego in our communities too, right?
I know, because I have ego sometimes.
Yeah, we all do.
I have ego sometimes. Mm-hmm. So I know we deal with ego. But you think them people don't deal with ego either?
Everybody does.
So what
right.
we got to do is we have to put something in place, right? Our schools, our businesses, our food. We have to start putting things in place for us to have our own. Because when it hit the fan, and it's going to hit the fan one day.
It's coming. Yeah, we
have to be able to take care of ourselves. And no, we cannot save the world. We can't. And that's the hard reality of it. And I think some of us get messed up, stuck in the notation that we could actually save everybody.
Right.
And we can't. It's only going to be a few in between that we'll be able to help, because a lot of people don't even want to hear it. They don't care about it. They will put their money into a whole bunch of things that don't have nothing to do with how they're going to be living in the next 10 years. A pair of tennis ain't going to save you. Right. You're going to have to sacrifice a lot now to have a future later. Even if the future is not for you, if the future is for your generations to come, you're going to have to sacrifice a lot now in order to have what you need in the future. So the sacrifice starts now. It should have started yesterday, but the sacrifice starts now. We have to start doing what we need to do mentally, physically, spiritually to get ahead. We have to get ahead. We could talk about spirituality all day, but you got to still do the work. We could pray to this spirit, that spirit, all spirits, your spirit, my mama's spirit. Right. If we don't do the work, the prayers don't mean nothing.
Right. It definitely comes back to you. What are your thoughts? Because it's another numerologist I follow, Gary 33. I don't know if you're familiar with him. But he's pretty on point with everything that he has said so far. And I I saw you on a video that you did, and you were talking about 2024. What are your opinions? Because first of all, let me say the reason I brought Gary 33 up is because he was talking about how 2024 is a money year, right?
It is.
And I think you talked about it too.
So I don't do numerology. I don't do the astrology. Astrology. I don't have a problem with it though, because they've been accurate about that, right?
Yes.
I do divination for the year, for my Ile, for my family, for myself. And I also would break down certain numbers because when I read tarot, numbers meant something to me. So the sacredness of each number, all the way to 901, all of that means something to me. And when I do the math of the year, I broke it down to the number 8. Once I broke it down to the number 8, and with my divination that was done, I combined them two together to know how the year was going to be. So one of the odors that dropped for the year is O'Shea. But O'Shea did not come without complications. O'Shea came down to tell us that we were going to have abundance because it fell in Ire or woe. So that says that this year was going to bring a blessing of abundance, but I also started seeing a lot of complications. The number 8 talks about karmatic energy and being exposed, right? So a lot of people that's been hiding things, whether it's been good or bad, and talk about exposing that energy for this year, right? And we know it not to be true because Cat Williams acted the fool in the beginning of the year. But you got a lot of things outside of that that have been exposed also. You understand me? So looking at 8 being this karmatic number, moving into the number 9, because the 9 is going to be your rebirth, right? It's going to be you giving debt to a lot of things, letting go of a lot of stuff. So this year ain't going to be just a year that we're going to see a lot of this going on. There has to be a transformation that happens right now. And the transformation is starting now, going into 2025. Okay? So that means that everything about us we've done, that we've done in the past, we're going to get recognition for now. But there's still going to be a gateway that's open for us to financially build ourselves. This is a good year for starting businesses. It is a good year for bringing money in. It is a good year for putting ideas together and making contracts, but you must make contracts and agreements. Once those contracts are put together, you are going to still watch things be taken away going into 2025. But after that, these 2 years pass, it's going to be nothing but growth and abundance. You understand me? So I do pay attention to numbers, but I'm not deep into astrology and numerology. I only pay attention to what Odu shows me and what I see from like the basics. You understand?
Ashe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and thank you for breaking all of that down because you got me over here cheesing. What I wanted to ask you though is your thoughts, because I know the financial aspects and I appreciate what you added to it. But what do you think as we go into 2024, we are being further pulled away from our spirituality and listening to our inner voice and the inner guide. We're being pulled away by our phones. We're being pulled away by the busyness of having to make money all the time and producing these businesses. So in the process of balancing the financial, how do you suggest that we deal with the spiritual aspect that is definitely needed in 2024?
So you got to balance yourself by putting schedules together. If you know that you're about to approach a year where it's going to be a lot of business for you, you have to start making a schedule to work off of. You have to give time for your ancestors and you have to give time for your business. You have to give time for self-care and self-love. We can't just dive into money, 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 right? We have to dive into self-care, money, because if I can't function, I can't make money. So now it's time to actually start planning. It's time to be strategic. It's time to put your life on a schedule to do the things that you need to do. If you know you need something done by this time, put it on your schedule and you take care of it. So you can't be procrastinating throughout this year. Procrastination is not going to get you far, and not having self-care is not going to get you far. You're going to have to find time to rest. Rest your mind, rest your spirit, rest your soul. So you're going to have to start going back into nature. You have to get your feet in the soil. You have to go hug a tree.
Right.
You have to go to the water and give honor to that energy. You have to get back out into nature. And all the energy that you need is going to pour back into you. Somebody said, but their money go on bills or some stuff. Okay, I say, you're going to have to balance yourself. It's time to balance what you are doing. If you got to cut some expenses out, let them go. Remember, I told you that there are going to be sacrifices that you got to make. There's going to be sacrifices you have to make to get yourself through these years. But finances can be a very beautiful thing for you. You just have to get your schedule in order. It's up to you now. The ball is in our court on what we need to do. If you procrastinate, that's what you're going to get. If you speak negative on yourself, if you don't have time to give to your ancestors, if you don't have time to meditate and give yourself self-love, then you're going to fail at it. I'm sorry, but not sorry. You're going to fail. Get yourself on a schedule.
And y'all look,
get yourself in order.
We in January. We got 11 more months to go. Y'all heard what she said. We have to work on a schedule. We have to make time for ourselves.
For 2 years though. It's not gonna just be just this year. This is gonna be a 2-year experience.
25, because I know 25 is supposed to be very divine too.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah. So but still, that schedule is so important. Like, as you're saying that, I have a schedule on my office wall, but I had to get it because what I deal with the brain aneurysms and strokes, and I still try and live everything up here, and my life is chaotic or has been chaotic because of that. So I got me a calendar and I've been using it and sticking to the schedule and all of that because that's what came to me in my spirit. Like, what you gonna do? You can't hold everything up here.
So wait, I gotta say something for a second because my son is on here and he is the cutest. He's asking me about bills and pancakes and motorcycles. I love you, baby. Y'all ignore him.
Pancakes. Okay, I see him. Hey, son. That's so funny.
So that's my baby. That's my middle son.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool, man.
So yeah.
Okay, so for the spiritual aspect, we need to get a schedule and make time for ourselves and make time for our ancestors.
Yeah.
And whatever your spiritual practice is, because this live is not just about you being a part of a spiritual system. Yeah, of anything.
Like this, what a lot of people don't understand is your spiritual path starts within you. It is the study, it is the ology of self, right? It is the ism of you. It's the cosmology of you. Everything that makes you divine. It is Odu. It is your destiny. It is your Ori. So you don't have to be a part of anything to be spiritual. It is spiritually, divinely you. But people always find themselves in a better movement when they move together. So this is why you have groups that come together. This is why you have socialism that happens, because people can tend to build and help people better when they work together as groups. The thing is, we end up finding these groups and stuff, and like I said, it becomes a crutch, or it becomes a whole bunch of drama. It becomes toxic, right? It's no healing or love or growth that's happened inside of them. So what happens is you have to find people that are vibrating on the same level as you. But you can't run once a conflict happens. Stop running. We're running too much, and that's why we're not building.
Yeah, then that's why we don't have a lot of relationships, or some of us, because
we don't.
Because we keep running.
We don't have nothing healthy going on right now.
Yeah.
We
But
got to
we're
stop running
changing.
from each other.
Right.
We got to start loving on each other, regardless of what's happening. We have to start loving on each other. We have to start trusting each other again. We can't give up when we go through heartbreak. We can't give up when we go through betrayal. We got to keep going. We got a mission. There are some things we need to be taken care of. We got to keep going. We got to keep pushing. My message going to be all year, keep pushing. Steadfast.
Right.
Keep going. Steadfast. I don't care what it is that's happening in your life. You got to keep going.
Yeah.
If you believe in it, then achieve it. Go after your dreams. This is a year to go after your dreams. Chase it. Become it. Talk about it. Say it. Speak it. Use
Come
your
on.
factor.
Come on. Come on. Y'all hear that, right? Go after it.
Go.
So I'm
Come
gonna
on, raise
open
my
it up.
dreams.
Yes.
And
I
I
want
shouldn't have to
y'all.
tell you this.
Well, you know what? Because your soul is already, your spirit within is already telling you this, but you gotta, sometimes it's crazy. We have to get confirmation from
I
others,
said,
and that's part of our training or our indoctrination too. But it's nice when it's confirmed from somebody else what you need to be doing. So,
you know what? I find it that people stop what they're doing because they let other people uninspire
yeah.
them. And it could be your mother, it could be your friends, it could be people that are envious of you when they around you acting like friends.
Yep.
You have to stop letting people discourage you. You have to believe in you and keep pushing through whatever. This is my little motivational corner right now, y'all. It don't matter what people say or how they do it. You got to keep pushing. And if you fail, at least you know you
And you
tried. You
get
understand
back
me?
up and
But how
try
you know?
again.
How you
Yeah.
know if you ain't gonna win?
Yep. Yep.
You letting somebody else tell you what you can't do. I don't never nothing I do I ever tell anybody you can't do it. If it's against your oath, I'm gonna be like, it's taboo, but hey, who am I? I'm not your God. You have the
Right.
choice to follow your taboo.
Right.
So whatever you feel like needs to be done in your life, do not take distractions. Do not take no for an answer. Let your ancestors guide you. Go talk to them people. Go talk to them dead people. Ain't nothing wrong with them people. Them people ain't really dead. They the walking dead. They the living.
Okay.
Them people will guide you. Like I said in the beginning, they see what you can't see. They can go where you can't go. They know what you don't know. So when you hollering, I don't know, they like, I know. So why is you stopping yourself from reaching your abundance?
Because they
Why is
needed
you
to hear
stopping
you say
yourself
it.
from growing?
A lot of people needed you to be on this live tonight. I'm telling you, you you
They better
you
keep pushing.
got a powerful message coming through you. I am grateful, grateful, grateful for all energies working through you right now because you have spit some fire, and I'm gonna make some shorts out of this video, and so it could be reshared and everything because you've made a lot of valid points, and yeah, it's nothing but from spirit. So I appreciate that so much. We have about 8 minutes left. Is there anything you want to add, or I haven't asked a lot of questions? Hey Goddess, I see you.
Look at water got it. I say. So I want to thank everybody who's tuning in right now. Those who I know and who I don't know. Um, I pray that my message gets across to you. Um, I do have classes that I have coming up for Ori, for Orisha, for puppets, for what is the other class? I can't think of it. Just it's a couple of classes that I have coming up that I will be teaching. They're only $25 classes. If you want to be a part of them, inbox me, let me know. Outside of that, all I want to do is make sure that you continue to be inspired. There is nothing that I have to promote here except self-love. Only thing I have to say to you is balance yourself. Know how to be loved in the time that you need to be loved. Learn how to be a warrior in the time that you need to be a warrior. Okay? Do not let nobody stand in the way of your destiny because what it says, it is. And you have to do it for yourself. Nobody else can make this life good but you. I don't know who have the crying faces, but I love you. There's no reason to cry. Your destiny is your destiny. You got to keep pushing. You got to keep doing what you need to do in this life. If you feel bad, pick yourself up and keep moving. Because at this point in time, we're not worried about your emotions. The emotions is a personal thing. You got to move until you find success. And success is going to be inside yourself first, because it's not always material. It has to be self-love and self-gratitude. They say gratitude upon gratitude is the outward of all gratitude, which means gratitude brings gratuity, right? So if
Okay.
I'm grateful for what I have already, then what I receive in the future is going to be more, and I'm going to be more grateful for those things when it comes. But gratitude brings gratuity. So keep being happy. Keep being thankful. Keep loving on the people that love on you. Love those people that you don't even deal with no more.
That
But keep
part.
pushing. Keep moving. Keep going. Ain't no stopping you. You got to follow your destiny. You got to follow your destiny, baby. That's all I can give you. If there's nothing else that I can give you in this world, is keep pushing. Keep giving gratitude. I said.
And I just want to add too, like, because I have to work on that for myself sometimes. We have spoken to our self so low sometimes. Sometimes our inner guidance, or we are listening to the wrong voice, or our pattern of what we believe is supposed to be our reality, when really we're just thinking negative about ourselves and talking about it in our head. So
Mm-hmm.
also just watch the message that you are telling yourself. Like, what message are you sharing with yourself, and is it uplifting or degrading you? Because I when unconsciously, sometimes we will think those messages, or we will think those thoughts that are degrading us, and because we're thinking damn near 60,000 thoughts a day, we don't even pay attention to it.
Right.
But that continuous negative beating ourselves up, that's also something that, like, and a lot of us do it, but to catch it and then say, oh, that's you, okay, I got to pay attention to that, let me reroute you and say something positive right here, because I am doing this shit, I am this shit, I am making a difference, I am, and you are.
I
So
should. I
yeah.
should. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We need to know that about ourselves. We need to know that we are impacting the world in some kind of way. Yes, elevate your lower self to be better within your higher self. That is so
Yes,
true. If I need
absolutely. I talk
you,
about that all the time.
you have
Yep.
to elevate yourself. You have to know who you are. There is power in knowing who you are and where you stand in life and what you're supposed to be doing on this path. This is why I say it's important to know your destiny. I have no problem with people getting divination done, and I don't care what system you get it through. Find out what your destiny is. So if you feel confused, find out what your destiny is. There are so many people that can give us destiny. Destiny does not just come through Ifa.
Right.
Destiny does not just come through Orisha. There's so many ways to get destiny and confirmation on your path that you are taking in this life. So you have to know. I chose to get my destiny through Ifa.
And what
And
is your
it's very
destiny?
beautiful for me.
What
Very
is your
beautiful for me.
destiny?
Hmm?
What is your
To be
destiny?
a speaker.
That's right.
And I've been doing it my whole entire life. I want to be a cooker though. I want to be a chef. But spirit be like, nah, you gonna talk and you gonna keep
I
talking. I talk
know.
so much I went from being a hip hop artist to a poet. And now Iya, that's a teacher, an oracle. Ifa Runa, the oracle God speaks. So my name means to speak. I'm gonna keep talking.
Right. I love it.
So I don't care if my voice has to come out on paper, if my voice has to come out with me speaking, if my voice has to come through spiritual communication, I am going to talk. But yeah, I could talk while I cook. Somebody said talk while I cook. So I love knowing that my destiny and I'm on pat with my destiny. I love to see when my energy falls in E-rate. And it lets me know that I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. And this year I have E-rate. And so I'm going to move with this E-Ray and keep on doing what my destiny tells me to do. And I pray that everybody else keeps doing what their destiny tells them. And if you don't know, baby, sit with your ancestors for a while and they're going to guide you on which way to go.
Yep. Yep. I love
That's
it.
all I got.
I want to thank you so much for coming to my live. I don't do these often. I just do it when I'm inspired. I've had all kinds of people on here, from people who are breatharians, who don't eat anything. They just live on air and energy in the air. And this man was a breatharian. He is a breatharian, but he's been a breatharian for over 20 years and
Wow.
hasn't eaten or drank anything. So, but I just do it when I see people that I think I would love if the people who follow me saw what this is. And for you, I've seen you speak a couple of times, but I have some earrings you made. You've been in my cipher for a while. And so just watching you grow and become, but also watching your voice get even more powerful. I just felt like I wanted to have you on my live. And so that's why you are here. And I just thank you. So
I give gratitude. Gratitude.
yeah.
Ashe.
Well, on that note, y'all, this will be on, I'm going to put it on YouTube and I'm going to make shorts. You need to follow her. What is tell them your at.
So add me on IG under Iya Oriyangi. Y'all can see it on the flyers on Tony's page. And also you can find me on Facebook also under Iya Oriyangi. And I think it's the same on TikTok. I plan on changing my name soon, so y'all might want to follow me now.
I promise I don't even be knowing what to call her, because she changed her name like 50,000 times. So
that's a part of my ritual. I change my name as I grow. And that's why I said in the beginning, I don't know who I'm going to be in the next couple of years. I just know where I am now.
Right. And that's beautiful. I can say that too. Like, yeah, I don't know. I know I'm not who I was.
That's the best part. I'm in competition with myself.
Yep, that's it. That's the goal. So y'all got the message. Make your schedules. Stick to your meditation. Stick to your self-care and your self-love. And keep seeking. Like, keep seeking wisdom and knowledge and understanding. And once you have this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, allow it to change your life. So peace. Mwah. All right.